Thank you. Thank you. So, good day, everyone. My name is Jani. In my life, I've lived in 5 different countries in 3 continents, and mostly I lived in places where I don't really speak the local language. I lived in China, I don't speak Chinese. I lived in Switzerland, I don't speak German or French. So I've always been struck with these barriers. You know, it's kind of difficult to do any kind of business or connect with people when you don't speak the language that they speak. So I've kind of dedicated my life in trying to solve this problem, trying to, how to manage communication so that everyone would still have the right for their own language, because that's important. There will always be a lot of languages in the world. I don't believe there will ever be a time where everyone speaks English. So we have to find a way for everybody to speak their own language, but still be able to understand each other. And that's what I do with a company called Transfluent. The company itself is based here in Finland. We have a great team of engineers here building very cool technology that allows this all to happen. I live in California myself now, building the sales and marketing there, because even though Finland is a good place to build technology, the real market for us is out there. So if you think about that, let's imagine that you are able to send email to anyone out there. And you may think that you can do that today, but if you send an email out in English to all the people in the world, only about 15% of those recipients will be able to read what you say. 5% of the population of the world speaks English in the first language, and about 15% understands English at all. So there's 85% of the people out there who have no idea what English is. So you can't really do that until now with the solution that we built. So going forward, if you think about you building an app or a game or whatever service you're doing, imagine that you were able to build it, and without any effort at all, the whole world would be able to use it. You would have it available in Japan, in China, around Europe, and everyone would be able to enjoy the app you built in their own language, but you wouldn't have to worry any of that. That would be pretty cool too, right? So if you think about the world as a huge marketplace, since you can right now, you can ship a package anywhere in the world. You can accept a payment from just about anyone out there. So there is no reason why you wouldn't be able to build a business that is born global from day one. There shouldn't be any reason why you cannot handle a customer support with just about anyone out there. And that's where Transfluent comes in. What we built is essentially a platform that connects ultimately all of the translators in the world through a cloud-based service, and then integrate it into all those tools that you use to communicate with your clients. We've integrated to Facebook and Twitter, to the WordPress, Zendesk, Magento, even app platforms like Unity or Unreal Engine. So whatever it is that you do, you're able to access any translator out there. And when you think of translation services per se, translating is not easy because you need to know the context. You need to know, if you're translating a sports app versus medical document, you need to have certain domain expertise. So what we've done is we connect you to the best possible expert out there who will do the work for you. So you don't need to go and look for, hey, who knows something about this subject. You just connect through our service. We'll do the work for you. We locate who is currently the best available person out there who can do it for you. So that's all be pretty cool. Network such as this wouldn't work if it didn't have all the translators there. So there has to be a benefit. And why would you use a service? Why would you join a network like us? There's a clear benefit is that instead of having to find translation work, the work comes to you. So you as a translator will receive a constant flow of communication. You receive these tasks, you finish one. If you want to have another one, it comes to you. If you don't, you want to take a break, you take a break. You choose your hours. You're free to work anywhere you want, anytime you want. If you want to work in the middle of the night, fine. There will be always somebody who needs translations at that time too. And at the end of the day, because we can automate all of the work that goes around, the only thing is left is the work you do. There will be much more money left on the table to split so that at the end of the day, when this system works well, you'll be able to earn more money this way than you would with any other traditional method of translating work. As a business user, for you, this means that you have a crowd, an army, if you will, of translators around you at all times. You don't need to dedicate them to you. You don't need to go reserve anyone in advance. You just know that anytime you need to translate something, let's say you are here at Slush, you meet a foreign investor, you want to show them your deck in their language. You would be able to do that pretty quickly, without planning beforehand. Because you have all these translators at your disposal at any time. And there is always a way for us to detect who is the best expert on this subject and who is available right now. There are millions of translators out there, but they are all different. So who happens to be the best translator for the content you have? Well, we are able to tell, unlike anyone else. So when you need something translated, you get the best person doing it. You don't need to spend any time looking for them either. So you can truly become native on a global level. So is this the future of work? The future of work, in my vision, is you will go and find the person for each task you have, be it Uber for driving a car, or any other service for cleaning your house, or doing your dishes, or translating, or whatever it is. You will find the person to do the job, and they do the job, and you pay them. You don't have to commit to any certain company or specific service. You always have a talented individual at your disposal. The same way, in the future, you will not have a stable job with one company. Instead, you will sell your talent to people who need it via platforms like Transfluent. You'll find, if you're good at translation, you can use Transfluent. If you're good at something else, you find another network. But, that's kind of like the way of the future, the way the work will be distributed. And the same way, the future of translation, there will not be a language barrier per se, because it will become a standard way that whatever communication tools you use, you will be able to include the translation as part of the process. So you write a blog, you choose, I want this out in French, I want it out in Japanese, whatever it is. It becomes something you don't consider language as a barrier. It's more like an enabler. Then I wanted to just give one specific example of what is going to happen that's going to explode the industry that we are in. European Union, US are in the talks of a trade pact that will basically open the borders between the two continents, so that the European companies can go to the US market, vice versa. And what will happen is that a lot of the American businesses are going to flock to the European market because they think that it's a larger market than the US. They think there is going to be a lot of consumers who want to buy their services and their products. But they will encounter this thing called language barrier, where you cannot go to the French market and sell with an English website and in English customer support, or German, or Italian, or any other one. You're going to have to be able to be localized in each one of those countries, and you have to keep it up, keep always up to date, provide service to people in their languages. And that is where we have a perfect solution. And as sort of like an explosion that's just waiting to happen in the next year or so. It's very exciting times for us. If you want to get in touch with me after this, feel free to send email, follow us on Twitter, Facebook, check our website. We also have a booth there by the Silver Stage. And tomorrow night we are hosting, we are proud to host the main closing event, the closing party. So please join everybody there. I look forward to having fun with all of you. Thank you. Any questions?
Hi, thank you for your talk. I was wondering what your thoughts are on the Amazon Mechanical Turk, because it seems that some of these translation services can be also offered under that platform.
Yeah, the problem with Mechanical Turk is that it's not really specialized in translation services. So the crowd we've built consists of professional translators. So it's kind of same idea about the different consistencies of the workforce. I think Mechanical Turk would work well for dictionary type of translation, but not really for any kind of content where you have to actually understand. So maybe analytics, yes. Marketing, branding, not so much.
All right, thank you.
Anyone else? All right. Thank you.